Now, before we get started, let's go over the exact language of the amendment that you will see on your ballot. The ballot reads, to give parents choices and educational opportunities for their children, are you in favor of enabling the General Assembly to provide financial support for the education costs of students in kindergarten through 12th grade who are outside the system of common or public schools by amending the Constitution of Kentucky as stated? It is proposed that a new section be added to the Constitution of Kentucky to read as follows. The General Assembly may provide financial support for the education of students outside the system of common schools. The General Assembly may exercise this authority by law, sections 59, 60, 171, 183, 184, 186, and 189 of this Constitution notwithstanding. Now, we did a quick little coin flip right before we got started to decide who's going to speak on this first. Jim, you won that coin flip, so let's start with you. Let's talk about the actual quality of the education we're going to be getting in our schools. Your side is proposing that this is going to increase competition among Kentucky schools and improve our performance levels. How will that actually happen?
Well, it creates the opportunity to do that. The amendment itself, I think it's important to understand what it does and what it doesn't do. The amendment itself doesn't create policy, but the amendment allows the legislature to move forward with what's best for our students and kids instead of looking over their shoulders at what the courts are saying. And so that's what this amendment actually removes a legal barrier to having the type of school choice policy that every other state almost in America has, including all the states that surround Kentucky. So it removes that barrier. It doesn't create policy, but it does allow our legislature to move forward with the types of school choice policies that we see in other states. And it says that our Constitution cannot be interpreted as prohibiting a scholarship tax credit program or charter schools or a voucher program, like we see working in so many other states. And you know, this idea of school choice and policies have been around for more than 30 years in America. So if this was going to be harmful to our public education system, states like Florida and Arizona and Indiana, states that have had school choice programs for a long time, we would have seen the sky falling in those states when it comes to public education. Instead, what we're seeing is results from public education getting better and improving, and that's what we want to see here in Kentucky. And that goes to your question about performance. We believe that the dynamics created by giving parents choices also puts the appropriate kind of pressure on our public education system to improve. And we have to have that in Kentucky. The Kentucky Summative Assessment just came out showing that a majority of our students are not proficient in key academic areas of math and reading and science, and our low-income minority students are only about 15% of those students are performing at a level that prepares them for the future.
Well, I want to pause right there and bring in Jason here. To the points that Jim is making there, I've heard some from the no side say that this may improve results for a small group of students, but perhaps not on a broad scale. What is the research saying on your end?
Well, the vast majority of students, 90% of Kentucky students currently go to public schools. The vast majority are going to continue to be in public schools even after, if the amendment were to pass, especially those students with the greatest needs, with the greatest barriers in the school, but they're going to be attending public schools with less resources, because the entire amendment is about allowing the General Assembly to shift dollars away from public schools and move them to private schools, to voucher programs that we're seeing in other states that are busting the budgets of those states and taking dollars away from the strategies that we know work. Small class sizes, improved teacher pay so we can address the teacher shortage, universal preschool, which we know pays off in terms of students' performance. So it's going to shift those dollars to unaccountable private schools. We have about a decade now of really good research on private school vouchers, and the results are abysmal. It's on par with what you see in terms of a natural disaster like COVID or like Hurricane Katrina in terms of the results that it gets for the kids that are funded by these voucher programs. And to a large degree, we're not even going to know how these kids are doing because it removes the accountability. You know, public schools are tested. You may not always like what you see, but they are tested and monitored. This gives money to private institutions that aren't going to be accountable, that are not going to be subject to the same requirements, and really gives a blank check to the politicians in Frankfort to say, you know, trust us as to what will happen as a result.
I told y'all this would fly by. We got one more minute left in this segment. Jim, on the accountability points that he's making there, what do you say to that?
Well, the greatest accountability we can have in education is for a parent to say, this school provides the best education and best opportunity for my child to succeed in the future. And I want to know where the accountability is for a public system that's failing 3 out of 4 of our low-income minority students and over half of all students. Where's the accountability there? Whatever accountability system is in place there is not working. It's not improving our education performance. We've more than doubled per pupil spending in Kentucky in 30 years. And yet our achievement gaps between black and white students has remained largely the same, as has our overall education performance. One more quick point, the state of Florida 30 years ago trailed Kentucky in its education performance. Today, its public education system near the top of the nation. What's the major difference? They spent less during that time, but 500,000 kids in Florida are going to a school of choice. That's the major difference.
Quick reply here before we move on.
I've heard twice about Florida now. If you want to do what Florida's doing, you got to be prepared to spend what they spend. Florida is spending $4 billion a year on private school vouchers. That is money that would come out of our public schools. It would come out of our teachers. It would come out of our classrooms. It would particularly come out of our rural areas that really depend on those state dollars to keep the doors open and keep those teachers employed. There's not enough property wealth locally to generate the revenue. So those state dollars would decline, and it would be much harder to provide a quality education for all those kids. That's what's happening in states that open the door wide to private school vouchers, which is what this amendment would do. It completely removes any impediments to spending on private school vouchers and is a blank check to the politicians to do whatever they would like to do.
We got to go to break real quick, but we got a lot more to still discuss on this topic, don't you worry. Coming up right after the break, we're going to be diving into more of the financial implications of Amendment 2. Stay with us.